The board is back in session at 6:55.
Consider employment contracts and employment recommendations and resignations of other professional and non-professional personnel as presented. There are 2 line items. The consideration of action regarding contract status of administrative personnel for the 25-26 school year.
Do we have a motion? A motion by Ms. Porter, a second by Ms. Pena to renew term contracts, probationary contracts, approve employment agreements for administrative personnel for the 25-26 school year. And all in favor? The motion passed 6-0.
Item number 2, consideration and action regarding professional and paraprofessional personnel recommendations and resignations for the 2025, that's a mistake on there, 2026 school year. 2024-2025 school year, I'm sorry.
Do we have a motion? A motion by Ms. Porter. Second by Mr. Sampson. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item B, consider acceptance of resignation of Chief of Police, Chief Allen.
Can I vote no? Can we undo this? We love you.
Do we have a motion to accept Chief Allen's resignation?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Ms. McNair. Second by Mr. Sampson. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item C, consider appointment of interim Chief of Police, Captain O'Quinn. Is he in the room? Captain, so I'm looking in the audience. I'm sorry, Captain.
We have a motion to appoint our interim Chief of Police as Officer O'Quinn
Sergeant.
by
Sampson motioned
Sampson,
and Pena has seconded.
and a second by Ms. Pena. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item D, consider reorganization of board officers.
At this time, I make a motion to nominate Amanda Brooks as president of the board.
A motion was made by Wendy McNair and seconded by Jennifer Pena to nominate Amanda Brooks as board president. Any other nominations? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item E, consider engaging superintendent search firm.
Hang on.
I'm sorry. Got excited. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We have to make a motion for vice president.
Sorry. Consider a motion for vice president.
I will nominate Shaquille Sampson as vice president.
Oh, that was quick.
A motion was made by Ms. McNair and seconded by Ms. Porter to nominate Mr. Sampson as vice president. Any other nominations? All in favor of Mr. Sampson for vice president? Did you not voting? All opposed? Vote is 5-4, 1 opposed. Motion passes. Mr. Sampson is the new board vice president. And then we need a secretary.
Consider motion for board secretary.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Porter and a second by Jennifer Pena for Wendy McNair to remain as board secretary. Any other nominations? All in favor? 6-0.
Consider engaging superintendent search firms.
I make a motion that we do not engage a superintendent search firm at this time.
It has been moved and seconded to not engage with a superintendent search firm. All those in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
All right. Next, we have board presentations. We do have an item A, presentation of buy board rebate check from the 23-24 purchase by Rich Vela, business services consultant at the Texas Association of School Boards. Is he present? All right, thank you. The board is not on. It's not on. It's not on.
Well, I can't. No wonder now.
Yeah,
I
there
was
you
wondering
go.
the feedback. I thought I was having some feedback. So anyway, I didn't bring my tennis shoes tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a requirement
Next time.
tonight. But anyway, congratulations on your first official meeting tonight. As you know, TASB is your local government purchasing cooperative known as Buy Board. In the last 23-24 school year, basically, Buy Board set records this year to be able to give back almost $13 million to 1,375 of our members, of which, since 2006, we've been able to give back almost $100 million to the cooperative members that have been associated with that. And that's due to the hard work of your staff, basically for your purchasing department and your business office, that due diligently working to save the taxpayer dollars through the procurement process. And this year, we're able to provide you a check this year for $36,981. And we don't want you to spend it all in one place. And if you try to cash this, I don't think it'll go anywhere. But I think you've already received your check. But and the other thing I wanted to tell you is that I know that last month was Board Appreciation Month, and I'm sorry I missed that meeting. I was supposed to be here, but I apologize for that. But thank you for what you do for the staff and the students at Cleveland ISD, and also congratulations on a beautiful building that's here tonight. And it's a pleasure to be here bringing this check to y'all. So congratulations to you, and thank you again for your hard work and being part of the TASB Cooperative.
Thank you, Mr. Vela.
So if y'all don't mind, can we take a picture? Is that all right if we can get a picture of this? Keep this in the office. It's yours. I'm gonna let you hold it. Keep it that way you can put it in your office.
All right. Item B, District Vulnerability Assessment Report by Brian Owoswini. If you'll come on up.
All right. Good evening, Board, and good evening, everyone present. We are required to share with the Board the results of our district vulnerability assessments. This was done by the TEA in November. The results were presented to Superintendent McCandless, and subsequent to that, required to present that to the board and share sort of the high-level findings from that assessment. Next slide. All right, awesome. Just some information here on the DVA. And the idea of the DVA is to identify some gaps and provide recommendations to improve our safety and security culture, our program, and just give us pointers on areas that we could, things that we do well and things that we could do better. Okay. Noted areas of strength from the TEA, and they were super impressed around these areas, primarily how often we do door checks. We are probably, if not one of the highest school districts, if not the only school district that does them as often as we do them. I'm sure the board knows, but for everyone in the room, those door checks are done hourly at every instructional facility, and so they were like, super props to the district for that. And these other areas are areas that the TEA noted that they were very impressed with the district and urge us to keep up and keep going with these things. Summary of findings, and so these are the things that they noted that we did not meet or areas we had to improve in. And I'll kind of go through sort of the big ones there. Really just training for our threat assessment team members. Most of our threat assessment team members have done their training, but it was just submitting the records to the TEA. So they wanted us to make sure that we have maintain a process for keeping that paperwork, making sure that we stay on top of those trainings. Safety and Security Committee meetings, we missed one last year, but that has been resolved. We are maintaining the required number of Safety and Security Committee meetings. And then the maintenance checks, which is a series of inspections that we are required to do. We've put in place a process to initiate those and to do those and maintain all that paperwork. So a lot of this was mostly paperwork related things. We already do these things, but it's just keeping up with maintaining the records and submitting them to the TEA. At the campus levels, the biggest finding from the campus that the TEA noted revolves around is really that first item there, the auto closure devices. So the rooms that, I just want to share with the board and put your mind at ease that this is not an item necessarily related to entry into the building. The rooms that don't have these auto closure devices primarily are mechanical rooms or fire rooms, not rooms that lead inside the building where a person could inadvertently get into the campus. So we are working to purchase those auto closure devices and get them installed and make sure that we meet that TEA requirement from their perspective. And exterior door is an exterior door. Doesn't really matter whether it leads to an electrical room or it leads inside the building. The other big one was that second item there, the ability to identify an individual entering the building. Every campus has this at the front door, but TEA wants us to look at installing the technology at most of the frequently used doors, we'll say. So I'm working with Chief now to get that requisition put in place, and we'll get those visual ID devices installed at those doors. Unfortunately, these are all these projects are things that are not going to impact the general fund. So we have our safety grants, which will pay for all of this, and so we're engaging those funds to do that. Other recommendations that the TEA suggested, these are not necessarily findings per se, but things that they want us to look at doing. You see those 3 items there, and we are investigating how to make those happen, looking at the cost of doing those. The big one that we are doing right now is obviously the second one there with the graphic wraps hopefully we'll make those look nice for the campuses and enhance our security and give people a better sense of that safety on campus. That's all I have. Any questions for me? Awesome. Thank you all. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Owosuni. Okay, we're moving to our superintendent's report. We first want to start with recognizing Chief Allen. Chief Allen, if you'll please come up. Cleveland ISD is excited about having this opportunity to experience your dedication and commitment. And for 14 years of service at Cleveland ISD, we honor and thank you for your dedication to our schools and our community. Although we filled an interim spot, you cannot be replaced, but we thank you for all that you've done for us every day that you've come. And the days ahead, I'm so proud of you and what you've done. So the board thanks you as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have a certificate for you.
Oh, I just want to say thank you. It's been great. I'm not leaving upset. I'm just getting older and headed to retirement. So I want to slow down a little bit before retirement. So I'm doing it for family reasons. But thank y'all so much for the opportunity to be the chief here. It's been a great run. And I'm excited for what my future holds. And I hope that what I learned here I can take to the other district and help them as well.
All right, item number 1, Region 4 Elementary and Secondary Principals of the Year announcement. I don't know if you heard the great news, but our elementary principal of the year is Miss Jana Richmond. Ms. Richmond was nominated to be the Region 4 Principal of the Year. The principal recognition ceremony will take place on April 1st at Hotel Zaza in the Museum District. So congratulations, Ms. Richmond. We also have recognition for that we had one Principal of the Year, but we do have another announcement for AP of the Year, and that is Dr. Bobby Durst. Is she here today? She's not here today, but we want to make sure we announce her. She was named the 2025 Region 4 AP of the Year by the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association, commonly known as TEPSA. The Region 4 AP of the Year will be selected in the 2025 National Assistant Assistant Principal of the Year for Texas. So honorees will be recognized at the TEPSA Legacy Luncheon on Wednesday, June 11th at the Round Rock Kalahari Resort. So we look forward to seeing where Bobby Durst lands. Thank you very much. Item 2, recognition of Cleveland Middle School choir students. We have someone here. Yeah, you're sitting like, what, me?
Good
Yeah.
evening. My name is Kizzy Luke. I am the proud principal of Cleveland Middle School, and we have this distinguished row of students who have really, really made us proud. But before we recognize the students, we must recognize their teacher. So I'd like to bring up Mr. Jody Bennett. He is our amazing choir director. Under his leadership, we have had some distinctions, and he is going to tell you all about it so that we can celebrate our students.
Good evening to our esteemed board members and our interim superintendent, Dr. Rachel Alex. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight. I would like to also take a moment to recognize our school principal, Mrs. Kizzy Luke, and our incredible administration team at Cleveland Middle School. Your leadership, support, and dedication to our students make a tremendous impact, and I am grateful to be a part of this team. I'm here tonight to share some exciting news regarding our core program at Cleveland Middle School. For the past 12 years, Cleveland ISD has not had representation at the Region 9 Honor Choir auditions. As you may know, the Region Honor Choir is a prestigious ensemble made up of top middle school singers from across our region. Approximately 600 students from districts such as Conner ISD, Montgomery ISD, Klein ISD, and Humble ISD auditioned for only 230 spots. Since August, my scholars have worked tirelessly to prepare for this rigorous audition process, demonstrating remarkable dedication, perseverance, and passion for choral music. Tonight, I am thrilled to announce that after 12 years, Cleveland ISD was not only represented, but Cleveland Middle School had 5 scholars selected to perform in the 2025 Region on Honor Choir. Please join me in celebrating our talented 8th grade and 7th grade students. 8th grade, Nick Couillard. Stand. 8th grader, Joseph Gahona. 8th grader, Diego Lopez Gil. 8th grade, Maria Vasquez Salazar. And 7th grader, Anderson Rios. These students have achieved something truly special. As members of the Region on Honor Choir, they had the opportunity to attend the 2025 Region Weekend, where they worked under the director of distinguished guest clinicians, engaged in a social event with fellow honorees on February 7th, and performed at Klein Cain High School on February 8th. This achievement would not have been possible without the unwavering support of our district leadership, campus administration, and most importantly, the trust you have placed in me to build and strengthen our core program at Cleveland Middle School. I am beyond proud of these scholars and the hard work they have put into this process. They not only represented Cleveland Middle School, but Cleveland ISD as a whole, proving that our scholars are just as talented, capable, and competitive as any other in our region. Thank you again for your time and for your continued support of the fine arts in Cleveland ISD. This is just the beginning, and I look forward to continuing to grow and showcase the incredible talent of our students at Cleveland Middle School. Thank you.
All right.
At this time,
Can they come up and take a picture?
our varsity choir scholars are going to come and sing a song for you entitled Cum Sancto Spiritu, which is a song that they will be performing in this year's UIL competition. Okay, please welcome them as they come.
You should be proud, Miss Luke. Okay, so next, item number 3, recognition to our second place regional spelling bee winner, Jose Machuca. Can you come on up? Did you bring your big trophy? I want you to know, Jose can spell. We went over 20 rounds in Beaumont ISD, and it was incredible to see him and his surprise every time he got one right. But he was ready, so congratulations. You want to speak to him? Yes, go ahead.
What do I say?
He said, what do I say? I thought Ms. Boone was coming up to say.
I'll say something. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Jose. He's a fifth grader at Eastside Elementary. He won second place in, I believe, the 28th round. Possibly it was a lot of rounds. And he will go on to represent Jefferson, Liberty, and Orange County at the Region 4 Script Spelling Bee in March. He will be one of only 2 students that represent that county in that spelling bee.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations. I'll make sure you get the dates. Yes, absolutely. All right, item number 4. I'll allow them to leave out. Student enrollment and attendance rate data is, our enrollment is at 12,616, and we continue to stay at about 92.5%, not considering our day of snow. So we're there. Texas School Safety Center for TEA, notice of an intruder detection audit conducted on random dates. There were no findings. Ooh, I know, that's always exciting. I love those text messages. Spring break is March 10th through the 14th, 2025, so we will be closed. Item 7, the annual team building training for the board and interim superintendent will be held on March 17th, 2025 at 6:00 p.m. That is immediately following the board meeting. Early voting for the Cleveland ISD School Board election is April 22nd, 2025 through April 29th, 2025. Election day for voting for Cleveland ISD School Board elections will be Saturday, May 3rd from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You'll have to check your voting location to make sure that you cast your votes. And item 10, TASB Summer Leadership Institute will be held June 11th through the 14th, 2025 in San Antonio for school board training. Item B, financial reports. If there are any questions on the financial reports, we do have Ms. Karen Billingsley here to answer any questions you may have. Item C, campus and department reports. If there are any questions on those, department leads or principals are here to answer any questions you may have. No questions? The consent agenda. I will read both of these items together for your approval. To approve bills and payroll, and to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of January 27, 2025, and public hearing and special meetings of January 31st, 2025.
Do we have a motion to approve consent agenda items? We have a motion by Ms. Porter and a second by Ms. Pena to approve the following consent agenda items as presented. All in favor? Motion passed, 6-0.
Considered agenda items, I will read these individually. Item A, consider approval of budget amendment number 1 for the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a motion? A motion by Mr. Sampson. A second by Ms. Porter. Are there any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item B, consider approval of project for low attendance day waiver for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025.
A motion by Ms. Pena. A second by Ms. Porter. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Consider approval for target improvement plans for Santa Fe Elementary, Santa Fe Middle School, and Cleveland Middle School.
At this time, Madam President, I move to table this item until the next meeting.
It has been moved and seconded to table our target improvement plans until our March meeting.
Item D, consider approval of Cleveland ISD Annual Purchasing Cooperative Fees Report for 2023-2024 school year.
I have a motion by Ms. Pena. A second by Mr. Sampson. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item E, consider approval to award request for proposal, high throughout automated detection system and related items, also known as metal detectors.
Have a motion by Ms. Porter. Second by Ms. Pena. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Item F, consider approval of district budgeted purchases above $50,000 as per local policy. First item, consider approval of project requisition for chronic absenteeism and truancy software RAWI, Inc., funding source general fund.
A motion by Ms. Porter. Second by Ms. Pena. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
Consider approval of project requisition for cameras at Cleveland High School to Duke's Systems, funding source Fund 429, Safe Grant Cycle Year 2.
A motion by Ms. Porter. Second by Mr. Sampson. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passes 6-0.
TASB policy update. We'll have a first reading of proposed revisions of EI local policy. I will read it. It's for credentialing. The district shall award credit for a credentialed lower level course in a language other than English on a pass-fail basis if a student completes the higher level load course with an overall grade of 70 or higher or earns credit for the higher level load course through credit by examination. First reading.
All right, so that's a first reading, no action taken. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Have a motion by Ms. Porter. Second by Ms. McNair. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. We adjourn at 7:29. Thank you, everyone, for attending.